Dicey Curves is a dice-based card racing game with a deck of cards serving as pieces of the track. Basic setup is you can have what's called a mystery rally, and you shuffle the deck, adding random cards as you go, and that's just going to create your track, your playing surface. Or you can create your own custom track by setting the cards in any shape you'd like. It comes with 8 race car pawns, and you're going to use these to move around the track. And they come in 8 different colors. You get 10 dice, 5 of them are white and 5 are green. You get 40 control chips, and these are used as game modifiers. And you're going to spend these to do special actions such as re-rolling dice, adding new dice to a roll, and a few other moves, including a few that mess with your opponent. The deck has 36 track cards, and that's actually what you'll be laying out to create the track. And everything comes in a drawstring bag, and it's a handy green sack, I guess, that stores all the ingredients. And to play, you're just going to be rolling dice to form combos in order to move your cars. So combos are formed with dice that have a matching face value, as well as sequential dice or straights. So you're going to move your car on the track equal to the number of dice you have in a combo. So for instance, if you have 3 dice with a face value of 2, you can group them together in a combo and move your car 3 spots. The face value is only used in creating the combos. After that, only the number of dice in a combo is used to move your car. On some of the track cards, there are gates with numbers on them. And when you move your car, regardless of how many dice you have in a combo, you got to stop on the spot right before a gate. And to advance past the gate, you have to use a combo equal to the number on the gate. So you can use as many combos as you want on a turn, and you'll only have to pass to the next player when you use a single die, which is a non-combo for movement. So you start rolling by just using the white dice, but if you roll any 6s, you create what's called exploding dice. And in an exploding dice situation, you add 1 green die for every 6 you roll on a particular die. Then you roll the 6 and the new green die together. And the green die, they act the same way as the white die. But if you just keep rolling 6s, you just keep adding the green die and re-rolling the 6s until you have all 10 dice rolls. Which it doesn't happen that often, but I've done it a couple times. And you could just use all those dice for comboing. So if you get all of them going at once, you're gonna have a pretty good turn. So the game can end as soon as one player crosses the finish line, but you can continue until everyone else finishes if you like. And there are also a couple modes where you control more than one car, and if that's the case, then the place of your racer finishing the race comes into effect, and you score that way. So Dicey Curves is a light game that's very easy to teach. I was able to play a few games one weekend with my mom, and even though she rarely ever shows interest in my board games, she thought Dicey Curves looked pretty neat, and then proceeded to leave me in the dust with her clever dice play. I won't lie to you, the game looks fairly plain, and it's not going to impress those into fancy graphics, I guess. Personally, I'm not terribly concerned with how a game looks for the most part. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do appreciate a nice-looking game, but I'm one of the few that felt that the original art to Glory to Rome was just fine, so that kind of tells you a lot about me right there. I think Dicey Curves' main appeal is the neat way it uses dice. You don't just roll and move, you actually have to create combos and use them effectively. So it kind of feels like creating the most efficient combos is the game. And if you're the type of player that can take a roll and squeeze out a few extra combos besides the most obvious ones, you're probably going to speed past your opponents. Now, luck is a factor, but with the control chips and Dicey Curves, you actually use those to take some of the luck out of the game. So I would probably compare this game to some of the more popular in the filler genre, like zombie dice and other things like that. But Dicey Curves is different, though, in that there are actual decisions to make on a turn. It's not just a push your luck and pass type of game. So in my opinion, Dicey Curves is a really neat little filler from an up-and-coming game designer named Matt Worden, who also made the underground hit Jumpgate. I think Dicey Curves could be that small game you take to work or family gatherings with your non-gamer relatives. So it won't fill you up, but it's a nice appetizer.